Is Bitcoin forming a triple top? And what are the key levels that we have to be looking at? Hello Adrian, and welcome back to another episode of the Dang Oracle. It is 7:30 p.m. UTC plus 8, and welcome once again. Sorry, something in my throat. And we're back, yes, once again. Hello everybody, hope everybody is doing well for today. Hi Lex, hi Jay, hi Darren, hi Aldrich. How is everybody doing today? Everybody's ready for some sick, crazy Bitcoin movement. Because we are going to get some movement, that is for sure. So before we head over to our Bitcoin price, let's take a look at the COVID situation, because well, we are going to be waiting for some people to be joining in a little bit later. Hi Monkol. So while we do that, and then people can join in. So hi Nikolai. So we are over 1.8 million in the US. Brazil is going really fast, close to 600,000 now, and Russia close to 500,000. Hi Zendor. Let's take a look here. Choop. Hi Tran. We are at 6.4 million, well, close to 6.4 million. That is correct. It's time for more Gatorade. I really like this flavor, by the way. The citrus quench. Really like that flavor. So yeah, the US still looks pretty bad. Brazil still looks pretty bad. Russia still looks pretty bad. UK, Spain, and Italy starting to slow down a little bit. But yeah, other than that, very similar situation as we've looked at before. But while the economy is basically in the gutter, well, this is what Nasdaq is doing. we are back, baby. We are back. We made a V-shaped correction, and this looks like, well, after maybe a nice pullback, most likely it's going to be breaking all-time high. That's basically what this is looking at. If we are looking at the monthly charts, look at this monthly chart. It's crazy, but this monthly chart looks insanely bullish. So this was where we were we had that major crash, right? And then, well, we're back here. Nothing happened, guys. Nothing happened. So all good. Most likely we'll be breaking all-time high on Nasdaq, which means very good things as well for Bitcoin, right? With if Nasdaq and if CME, sorry, it's not CME, S&P, the S&P is rallying up, most likely Bitcoin is going to be doing very similar thing, very similar, the same thing. So here, as you can see here, the S&P is also rallying like crazy. We are not back at the all-time high for the S&P just yet, but yeah. It's rallying quite fast as well, and well, like I said, correlation is very high on S&P and Nasdaq. So but it, you know, at one point this is going to make a crazy pullback. It will make a, you know, it's just how it is. After such a long upward trend, it will make a crazy pullback. I'm thinking, like, you know, this around this area here. 9.1 9k or something like that. Yeah, 9.1k 9k area. So the EMA 55, yeah, somewhere there, it will make a pullback there, and Bitcoin is going to be doing the same. So for all people, yeah, I still, you know, I'm quite bullish right now for Bitcoin, because everything is rallying, but at one point it's going to make that crazy pullback as well on Bitcoin. And yeah, for people who are thinking that you have missed the train or something like that, I don't think so. We will still have a major pullback somewhere. Do I think that we'll pull back all the way towards like, you know, 3.5k or something like, maybe, but I don't think it will happen anymore now. Do I think that we'll have a nice pullback towards like maybe like 8k or something like that? Sure. I do think that we will have, because that's what Bitcoin does. That's just what Bitcoin does. So let's move into Bitcoin. What did we talk about yesterday? Well, yesterday I told you guys most likely we will be going a little bit up or something like that, but mainly sideways. And well, as you can see, this is what happens. I'm still not in a position, because whatever we talked about yesterday, it kind of is still the same on today. So still not convinced that we are gonna go up, and still not really convinced that we are gonna go down. So all by all, it's going to be pretty similar, the analysis of what we've done yesterday. So sorry guys if the price is not moving, or we're not seeing anything different on the technical of the indicators. There's very little to be saying, but what we can do is create some ranges, or create some specific points where we can enter a trade, or where I will be entering a trade, and it will give some sort of resolution, because we will get some resolution actually, most likely today or tonight or something like that, because well, our good friend HVP is showing this. On the 4-hour we have the HVP signal, as you can see right now. It's flashing, and yeah, what should mean that we will have maybe like a $400-500 move, because it's on the 4-hour chart. So yeah, we most likely will get some sort of a move, most likely later tonight or today. So where do we go? You bought at 9.6. Yeah, well, we are at around 9.6 right now. So I don't know why did you pull out or anything like that. It's I mean, yeah, you can't be I mean, if you are worried about $10 difference, then you have a problem with your position. You know, I mean, you can't just put a stop loss on like $10 or something like that, right? I mean, yeah. Anyways, so like what I said yesterday and today, if we are stuck in this range, and we can see it better on the daily chart, right? So the reason why I'm not in a trade is because we are smack in the middle, basically, right? We're in the middle, so it could break this green box here and go up, yeah, but it has to break the box first, or it could break this box here and it go down here, but it has to break the box first. So for me, if we are just trading around in this range here, I will just do nothing. You know, that's basically what the whole point is of trading. Because okay, let's say it goes up like this and then it goes back down this, then you'll be, you know, stuck in your trade, and you'll be like, oh, what the fuck, because nothing on the macro or nothing final happened, right? Nothing final happened, or it does something like this down and then it goes back up. Nothing, you know, nothing changed. You can try to scalp from this position. Like I said, if you want to be really want to be scalping, you just scalp this green box here on the bottom, and then you get out whenever anything. But when will I enter? Well, when something is going to actually be happening, that's when I'm gonna enter. But if the price is going sideways like this, if you can see right now in this range here between, and if it stays in between in these two green boxes, I will do exactly nothing. I will just take a good look at the chart, dream about big green candles, and dream and fantasize about big red candles. But yeah, that's basically it. That's basically it. But yeah, like I said, if it's yesterday, I told you guys I'm not going to be doing anything, and today the price is exactly the same at the 9.6k area, and I'm not going to do anything as well. But as you can see, once again, I can show it to you once again, the HVP on the 4-hour is flashing, right? The HVP is flashing, so something is going to happen. So for like a $400 or $500, so Is it interesting to be looking at things? Yeah, I guess it is looking interesting. Where do I think that we are still heading towards? Well, I still think probabilities are still higher that we go towards the upside than the downside. Why? Because, well, if we are looking on the daily charts, like I said, if we keep closing above the EMA 21 or the yellow line here, there's really, probabilities are just more towards the higher side. But like I said, do I think that we are just going to be breaking out of this green box of the 9.8k or something like that? I don't know. I'm not that sure. So why would I be taking any risk right now for like $150 spread or something like that? I'm literally not interested in that, or because so many things can go wrong, right? So many things can go wrong. But anyways, I still do think that the probabilities that we are going up is higher than the probabilities going down. But still, risk wise, it's just too risky for me, right? It's just too risky for me. Like I said, what if the price goes up like this and then breaks down to like this? Then what? It doesn't confirm anything, right? And yeah, so for me, this is a no trading zone, right? It's just how it's just waiting out and then wait until the price makes a decision, and then we'll figure it out. But okay, if the price does start breaking up above this green box, then most likely we'll be ending up once again, most likely be retesting this green box on the top end once again. Do we break it? I still don't. I'm still not confident that we'll be breaking it, but it will most likely be retesting it once again. But most likely, I will be more interested in taking a short position on that area once again, rather than a long position. But crazier things have happened. If we break below this 2 points here, so the what's that 9,300 something, 9,315, something like that, most likely we'll be going back down to this trend, to this bottom line here that we've spoken about, which is around 8,850, 8,900 range, something like that. We've spoken about that range as well. But other than that, very little to be saying, because we are smack in the middle of that trade, smack in the middle of this channel that we are in, right? And you don't want to be there as a trader. You don't want to be there because, like I said, what's your plan? What's your plan? If it gets rejected here, do you know that what are you gonna do? You must have a plan. I wouldn't know what to do, right? So if I don't know, if I literally don't know what to do, then I just don't trade it, right? You just have to be more patient. Patience is something that a trader really has to have a lot, or else things are not going to work out for you as well if you want to be a profitable trader on the long run. So what the lesson is for today and for yesterday is, when we are in these kind of situations where we already had our really big moves, and we already made our money, well, we should have made our money because the price went up $1,000 and price went down at $1,500. If you didn't make any money during that period, then you're not a good trader. That's basically you just did, because you had your volatility, or you had a bad plan, let's put it like that. But after such a volatility, and we get like very slow price movement, basically sideways, then you should also be able to be stepping out of the game and not trade at all. And I know a lot of people will have that wrong mentality, where they are in the hype. They're so in the zone because they made they had a few good positions. They made quite a substantial amount of money, and they feel like, oh, I have to, it's like going to the casino. This is a hot streak. I have to, keep playing because this is a hot streak. But that's once again where things go very wrong. Yeah, you can't, like I said, you can't be emotionally attached. Hi Hitcham, hi Gita as well. You can't be emotionally attached, right? So you must be entering a position only when you feel that you have an edge and a plan in comparison with other situations where you have a more profitable situation, right? So right now, like I said, it could go up to 9.8K. If it gets rejected there, who knows? It can just go down, pump, dump, sideways, pump, dump. You know, who knows? It's just very tough for me to be thinking what the real direction is of the price. But eventually, it will give a direction, right? So a couple of things that I'll be checking out is just for long term, because we just need to be able to play these big moves actually, and not really, well, at least for me, I don't really care that much about the few $100 moves. I do care about if it's a potentially like $1,000 move or something like that, right? So what did I tell you guys? If we swipe up above this 10,550 ish, what's that, 10,550 something. Hi Laxman, hi Jazz, hi Anton. So if we pump above this 10,550, that's for me as an automatic long, because most likely we'll be going towards the 11.5K. Is that going to be happening soon or anything like that? Maybe not. But I'm just saying, we are putting a notification there. If price goes there, I'll just be clicking long, right? Then a second very big point where you potentially can make a lot of money is, of course, this wick that we had to the bottom now. Because if we now we are still making a higher low on the daily trend, but if we are breaking below this red line here, below this wick here, then most likely we'll be breaking towards the downside. So instead of like going up $1,000, most likely from this spot here, we'll be going down $1,000. So if we put a notification here on this price, so if this price breaks at what is it, 8,600, I guess, yeah, 8,600. So if price goes below 8,600, I'm actually aiming for 7.5K area or something like that. So once again, around a $1,000 move. So I'm not really that impatient or anything like that. It's one of those two moves. Either we are bullish and we are going towards 11.5K this month, or we're gonna go to 7.5K this month. So I'm just waiting for those kind of positions or those kind of spots where I'm more where I just have an edge, and I'm quite sure that those areas will be hit, or those targets will be hit, rather than trying to be like, gambling in between these two green boxes here. So that's basically the moral of the story here. So when and I'll tell you guys as well, very honestly, like I told you yesterday, I have no positions. I'm not really sure that we're gonna go up fully, and I'm not really sure that we're gonna go down fully as well. So when you are in doubt, when you have so many conflicting indicators, so many conflicting things, then if we're going to reach like 11.5, between 11.5 to 12K, we're gonna have a very big correction. That's quite sure, because once again, it's a major resistance, right? So once we get to this position here, that means that we would have broken this resistance, means this resistance, and this resistance. That's a lot of resistance. So most likely a very big pullback if we get to that 11.5. But the same can be said if we are reaching 7.5 by the way. So if we get rejected all the way back to if we get rejected all the way back to 7.5, which is this green box here, I do expect us to have a very big pushback upwards as well. So it works in both ways, right? So we have extremely a lot of support here as well, as you can see here. Support. So it works in both ways. I'm just saying, For me, obviously, I would prefer that it would go to 11.5k, because that would mean a very macro perspective, very bullish thing for Bitcoin to be doing. But don't really care. You know, as a trader, you should be just making money either way. If the price goes $1,000 up or $1,000 down, yeah, that's it. But on a personal note, I do hope it's better for the cryptocurrency market that we go to 11.5k. But let's see. Even if, like I said, even if we drop down to 7.5k, nothing really changed on the macro perspective, right? So even if we go back down to 7.5k, we can still make a bounce and bounce back up here from here as well. So, you know, nothing is lost or anything like that. But yeah, let's see. I mean, the market is gonna do what the market wants to do. We don't really. I mean, as a small time traders, we don't control the market, right? So there's nothing we can do. We just follow what the market does and try to profit from it. Right. So yeah, 11.5k is my target for this month, or 7.5k is my target for this month. So people will be hating on me once again, and they'll be saying like, yes, it could go up or it could go down, but that's not the whole point. Yes, it's showing the middle finger. If you look actually, if you look at the RSI, you can actually see it beautifully as well. The middle finger that is showing. But yeah, let's see if we have some divergences or something like that. No, not really. We don't really have any divergence. So we had a little bit of hidden bullish divergence, but that was weak, very weak, because as you can see here, price went basically sideways and RSI went down. We made a lower low. Oops, why is it not making? Here, made a lower low here. So yeah, that's basically what we're seeing right now. We have a very slow momentum going upwards. Right now. Now, what I'm looking at is the following. Can this be a head and shoulder pattern? It doesn't look. I mean, it's once again, the volume profile is not really matching a head and shoulders. So, would I be saying that this is a head and shoulders? I know. Not really. I don't think it's you can call it the head and shoulders. The shoulders are a little bit off as well now. I wouldn't call it the head and shoulders. Hi Zaldi, welcome. Anyways, so what we can look at is see if we are forming some sort of pattern, and right now we can see that this is some sort of like a channel that we are forming right now. As you can see here. There, so we can see that we have some sort of a channel forming, but some people could say that this could potentially be a bear flag, right? So if the price does something like this, right, so price can still move up towards here and then here and something like this, for example. That's one of the reasons why I'm looking at it's very slow right now, and I'm still looking at this area here at the 9.8 or that green box to the upside. I still think that we are slowly gonna go get there, but who knows? It can break down as well from this channel as well. But if we are taking a measured move from this bear flag, let's put it like that. So if we get take a measured move from this bear flag, well, let's see where we would be going heading at. Yeah, somewhere. If it breaks down now, let's see if it breaks down now, we would be getting somewhere to 8.9k. 8.9k, and 8.9k is something that we've talked about, because then basically 8.9k we would just be breaking down and hit this this bullish support zone here. So 8.9k makes total sense, right? So yeah, definitely a possibility that we just break down down there. But on the other hand, like I said, it can easily do, you know, one more move up and then break down after. Yeah, it's I still think that we're moving more likely to be moving up another leg than down, to be honest. But like I said, the reason why is because we, like I said, I explained to you guys yesterday as well. We see this huge long wick on very big dump, meaning there's a lot of buying pressure, or else we would just see a long red candle, right? There would be a very short wick on the bottom, but right now we have a wick that is longer than the body itself, which is actually quite bullish, to be honest. And then afterwards you can see that the price slowly goes up here, although we had a small dump here back into our support zone. So that's the reason why, if, like I explained to you guys, if I would be scalping, I would just be scalping longs and just take a position here on this green box here and scalp that small few hundred dollars back up here, as you can see. And once again, you can see that we have a very long wick once again. So same theory, long wick, longer than the body, so most likely we will slowly trend upwards towards our green box to the upper side. So yeah, very, you know, like I said, there are a lot of you know, there are scalpers that are doing that stuff. You know, they just like I said, just long in this this spot and take the few $100s, and you can make profitable trades with it. But for me, that's not where I make my money or anything like that. I'm waiting for like stronger or more sure positions, and I don't have that itch where, you know, every day I must be in some trade or something like that. If I'm not in a trade, then I'm not in a trade. That's just basically it. But I'm just explaining to you guys, or giving you some suggestions on how I would be treating these kind of situations where it's quite boring and you kind of, you know, don't really know what is happening or what is going on. Like I said, and I said that the same thing yesterday, just scalp longs instead of shorting, because if we are looking at the general trend is still up, because the dailies keep closing above the yellow EMA 21, which is still a positive uptrend. Then just scalp scalp long positions every time we are hitting near this green box here, because this green box is a major support, as you can see right now here. Super support, right? So it will take it will most likely take a couple of times before we are going to be breaking it, and that's the reason why you should be able to be safely, you know, at least scalp and long a few times around this 9.4k area. And yes, we are now on above, and we actually closed the 4 hour once again above the EMA 21. So yeah, my same analysis is exactly the same as yesterday. We most likely will be trending slowly towards this area here. But like I said, let me leave that that channel in, so we can kind of see what possibly can happen, right? So this is the channel that we can draw. Okay, so this is the channel there. That's the channel. So let's see what happens, but I still think that slowly we'll be going up a little bit higher once again before maybe we are breaking down. So since that we are we have our 12-hour candle close, we can do exactly the same thing as yesterday. And yes, guess what? Most likely the zones are exactly the same. So what am I looking at? Yeah, just like 9.850 to 9.9k to the top side of the range, and the bottom side of the range, of course, what is it, 9.3k area, something like that. So exactly the same numbers as yesterday. Wow. So let's take a look at the expected move charts, if anything happened or anything changes there. Expected move charts. Okay. First standard deviation to the top side is 9,856. Well, what do you know? And then bottom side of the first standard deviation is 9,375. Well, what do you know? Does that break anything of our macro trend, or not macro trend? Does that change anything in our trading perspective? No. So if price just keeps going sideways and becomes a stable, Bitcoin becomes a stable coin, I'll become a very poor person. That's basically it, because I can't trade it, yeah, we'll just have to wait until some resolution, right? Some resolution. Let's take a look on the Stokes. The Stokes are actually down right now on the 12-hour. That's actually quite interesting, because price has not been going down, but the Stokes have been going down, and that's actually quite bullish, because means that the Stokes are going to be resetting, and when this is curling back up, we're gonna make higher highs. So that's really a bullish sign right now. What I'm seeing. Let's take a look at the RSI. RSI is actually still below the EMA as well, and as you can see right here, it will curl up at 9.724. That's when things will start to look bullish. Let's take a look on the daily. Daily, what are you saying? Stokes are curling down for the daily. That's quite interesting. Curling down for the daily. Let's take a look at the RSI. RSI is still below as well. So yeah, still below EMA. Same zone as on the 12-hour charts, 9,700 and something like that to be crossing up. How Stokes work? Well, Stokes are just a momentum indicator. So when Stokes are curling down towards the downside, it basically means momentum is wavering, slowing down. And when the Stokes are curling upwards, the momentum is positive. And when you are in a bullish market, what you want to see is the Stokes to be high up there and staying up there, right? So this pattern here is very bullish, because it basically retraces a little bit and then stays up here, retraces a little bit and goes back up again. And now we have a little bit of a bigger correction, but once again it goes back up once again. So it just shows the momentum and of the trend. And if the Stokes or the momentum is wavering down, then price usually goes down as well, right? So let's take a look on the 4-hour. 4 hours is showing that, yeah, like I said, HVP is very low, low right now. So yeah, we can expect a $400-500 move. Is it towards the upside or the downside? We'll find out most likely by tomorrow. So if we break, maybe it will break this channel. So if we break this channel, like I said, I'm expecting towards this area here, 8.8, 8.9K, something like that, touching the low zone of this channel. For me, that's a long position, like as you know, that's a long bullish position. Yes, John. If the Stokes are low, it's bearish as well. Yeah, that is correct. So yeah, if we do get that move downwards, then that's a short, that's a long for me. If we get towards the top, so if we get that $400-500 move to the top, so let's make the same pattern, right? So something like this. If we get this, good, it's way higher. So if we are retesting this green box up here at the 10.4K, most likely I'll be shorting it though. But right now, looks like it's trying to be breaking down. So maybe. Okay. So about the RSI. RSI is still below the EMA, and it will only curl up if we go above 9,644. So this is quite cool. What you can do here is input a price. So I've input the price. For example, if the price is 9,700, what would the RSI be? Then if you put that in, then you can see RSI would need to be 54.2 to be at the price of 9,700. So my most important zone is obviously 9,800, so I'll put 9,800 in it. And this is 9,800. The RSI has to be 57.9 if we are reaching 9,800. Why am I looking at it? Because if you can see this red line here for the RSI at 57.9, as you can see here, this is a pivot point, right? You can see here price got rejected here at this point, hovering around here. RSI, sorry, not the price, bounced off here of this one, rejected here from this one. So that 57.9 is quite a, you know, we would call it the green box of the RSI, the green box of the RSI. So that's the reason why I'm looking at the at the price of 9,800. Does that make does that give us some information on the RSI as well? And as you can see, this looks like the green box of the RSI. That's how I call it. So do I think that we will be immediately breaking that 9,800? I'm not that sure. I'm not that confident, because there's a lot of resistance there as well. So let's take a look at 10,000. How much would the RSI need to be? If we have 10,000, then we would have to go all the way up here near the bullish zone as well. But as you can see here, yeah, looks like a very important zone as well for our RSI, right? So let's take a look at 9,300. Where would our RSI be? 9,300. Oh, see, as you can see right now, RSI would have to be very, very low. Like it has to be, it has to go all the way down here to be reaching 9,300. Could it happen? Of course it could happen, but that's really low. That's really low. So yeah, I still favor 9.8. That's basically what I'm saying, what I'm thinking. I still favor 9.8 rather than 9.3. But we'll see. I'm not, like I said, I'm not in a position or anything like that, so don't really care or matter as long as until I hit one of my key zones that do matter for me for entering trade. So if we can see at the Stokes on the 4-hour, this is what I've drawn. We had some sort of like a falling, let's call it a falling or a broadening wedge, and it broke out also out of that wedge. So once again, short term, I'm still bullish short term. Do I think that we are gonna just break out of this green box here? I'm not that sure, but HVP is telling me that we're gonna have a quite big move of like $400 or $500. So maybe I'm wrong, and we'll go all the way to like 10.250, something like that. 10.250. Why is 10.250? Because I'm looking at this. The cycle top of the Hearst is right now at 10,130, as you can see. So can we hit the 10,130 area, something like that once again? Yeah, because we are still above the median right now, so can't be too bearish. Like I said, can't be too bearish. I still favor the upside a little bit longer and a little bit more right now, but not in, like I said, not in a position. So oscillators, as you can see, oscillator is still the white line is still above the yellow line, hasn't crossed, is still in the green area, still bullish area. So yeah, nothing I can say there. So the medium cycle median is 8,963, and the short cycle bottom is 8,935. So yeah, that's this zone here, right? That's this zone here that we were talking about. This zone here, touching that area. So yeah, I'm waiting for that area. So if we because once again, risk management, it's beautiful, right? Because I've told you guys already, if we break below this red candle here, we most likely will be heading all the way back to this area, right? So if we are entering around this area, our stop loss is this area. So we only risk a very small amount. And not only that, if price does break down, we switch it into a short and we still make money. That's the reason why I'm not too worried to be entering a long and be right or wrong in that direction, right? So let's say price goes down to this area, I enter it and I was wrong, then I will turn this into a short. If price does break down below this one, my long position would get closed and my short would be activated and going down to this area. If I'm right and this bounces back up towards this area, obviously, I'll be very, very happy, right? But that's what I mean with having a plan, right? We already found out that this wick is a key point of a key structure of this green box. We already found out that this area most likely is a very strong support zone because it is forming this channel right now, and our Hurst cycles are saying that is currently the Hurst cycle bottom. If we are doing a measured line from this bear flag here, if this is really a bear flag, if we do that measured move, we can clearly see that once again we are getting towards the 8,900, 8,850 area, somewhere around there. So you understand what I mean? It's like a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful picture that is being painted, and it can go wrong. Obviously it can go wrong, but we have a complete plan where if it does go wrong, where we still can make money. And that's basically what's being a trader is all about. And that's the reason why I'm not doing anything right now, because it hasn't went into a price spot, or the market hasn't showed me some direction where I'm saying like, okay, well, here my risk is very, very small and very, very defined, and I can switch over into a different plan, right? So once again, very, very clear. I hope it's very, very clear. I'll be trying to enter around this area here, which is 8,835, 8,850. I'll start laddering somewhere around there, 8,850, 8,835, something like that, because that's the bottom of this support line, or the channel, the bullish channel that we are forming. But if price breaks below 8,600, I will switch it into a short, and we are targeting the lower 8,000 and make my profit from there. So once again, I hope you can see that's the type of planning or the type of strategies that you need to be forming before you enter any trade. Like literally, you must have a plan, right? And that's where I see a lot of traders, they don't have a plan. Like, they just enter a trade and then they're like, well, yeah, it looks good. Well, it looks good, doesn't work out. Well, maybe you get lucky one time, maybe two times, maybe even three times, but that won't last very, very long, right? So like I said, have to be patient, don't get stuck in the middle, and definitely if you don't have a plan, like I said. So while the price is going up, like I said, most likely we're gonna go back to that green box once again. I don't want to be sounding like an oracle, but it's just. But am I interested in it? Not really. If I wanted to be scalping, I would have scalped this position here and longed it, because, like I said, most likely more bullish than bearish. And then if you've longed this position, you would have made money. I have a plan preset right now. For now, I have my long positions. They're set, right? So if the market goes to that area 8,850, I'll be entering along. It's just how it is. But if price goes, my stop loss is there as well at 8,600. If price goes to 8,600, my position will be automatically be switching over into a short. So yeah, that's basically it. It's automated. Well, not really automated, but it's yeah, everything is set. Everything is set right there. on that positions. But yeah, so those are my long positions. I mean, if price goes there, I don't know if price is going to be going there, and I don't even know when it's going to be going there. But if it does go there and things have not changed too much, right? Because we have to be adjusting on the, well, that's why we are looking at things on a daily basis. We have to be adjusting if weirds of or different indicators are showing, then we have to adjust our strategy as well. It doesn't mean that I'm telling that that's what I'm doing right now, that in a couple of days that doesn't change, of course. But right now price is basically ranging in between these two green boxes, and that's what my position, well, that's what my plan is. I'm not saying my position because I'm not in the position. My plan is right there. So what's the other plan? The other plan is basically, I do think that no, Laxman, don't do anything. Don't do anything. And first of all, like, I'll tell you why I don't like to be shorting that 9.8k area. Is like I said, it can just go up towards this area as well. So yeah, it can just go up towards that area. So I just don't. It's just too risky. So what you could be doing is short this green box, and if price goes up above this these two wicks here, as you can see here, these two wicks here, put a stop loss there, and most likely you'll have to revert it into a long, change it into a long. But the problem is this is already 975 or something like that. Very small margin, so high risk. I think it's high risk, so that's the reason why I don't like it. It's yeah, it's just too high risk for me. But yeah, for people who are feeling good about it, sure, why not? You know, like, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Whatever you do with your own money is your own responsibility. Hi, Jeon. Welcome back once again to the channel. So yeah, it's all about how much risk adverse you are, or how much risk appetite you have. So shorting here and then putting a stop loss here, or switching it over to a long here, it might work out. But I would prefer to be shorting this area here. Once again, this the 10.4k 10.5k ish area. Like I said, that's a very strong resistance area. It has been there for a very long time already as well. So do I think that we will break it immediately once again? Maybe, but at least I can I have a very nice stop loss at here at 10,550, and I can switch it into a long, and that long, my friend, is going towards 11.5k. So that's a very big difference. And then my loss that I'm making for that $150, and I make back 1,000 or something like that in spread, then I'm okay with that. You know, then I'm okay with that. But shorting 9.8, losing 150, and then maybe making 200 or 300, and then I only have a spread. The difference is only 150 or something like that. It's just a little bit too dangerous for me. And what if it just goes to like here 10,200, which is, once again, 10,200 is the top of the Hearst cycle. What if it only goes there? Then I'm basically break even at that point. So yeah, basically what I'm trying to say is I'm just a chicken, and I don't like to do that kind of stuff. I'll just wait it out. So I hope that that answers your question, Laxman. It depends on how risk adverse you are, and how much risk appetite you have. But that's my thoughts in why I'm not interested when price is just in between these two boxes. I'll just rather wait until Bitcoin tells me what it wants to do, go towards the lower end, or go towards the upper end once again. So yeah, I think that basically concludes everything what I wanted to say. Once again, I hope it wasn't too boring. I know it's nothing that much I can say. Price is, but the thing is, most likely we'll have that move tonight, tomorrow, something like that, with the HVP flashing right now. Sorry, so we got it flashing. We have this Stokes that are curling up and breaking out. So I still favor the upper side for those reasons. We have this very long, bullish momentum wick. We are still above, closing candles above the EMA 21 on a daily and on a 4 hour basis. So I still think that we're going up another leg. So yeah. So what's the plan? The plan is still the same. Plan is to be longing around this area here with a nice stop loss with this wick here. The plan is to be shorting this green box here with a nice stop loss and moving over into a long at this area here. That's basically it. Yes, Jay Constant. I'm sorry. You should keep your ADA and hope it works out for you, because you should not listen to me when it comes to altcoins. By the way, I'll probably tell you all the time that you should be selling it because I have literally no faith in altcoins. So sorry about that. Sorry if you sold by listening to me. Yeah, but maybe you'll be happy in a couple of years that you have sold. Maybe it will go, a lot lower than what it is right now. So, but yeah, you should not listen to me. I'm not a financial advisor, so you should not be listening to me, and definitely not when it comes to altcoins. To be honest, I mean, I'm just being honest here. I don't have much faith in altcoins. So I have some altcoins, but it's like a very small, very small portion of my portfolio. So yeah, it's just a lottery for me. So yeah, that's it. But yeah, so what am I expecting? Nothing much. Well, nothing much. As in, well, as long as price keeps staying in between these two green boxes, there's very little I can say or do. I'm just planning ahead. Like I said, if price does go into some area where I am interested in buying or interested in selling, that's basically it. One more thing that I wanted to say was the following, because that was the main topic of the day, is that we are sort of forming a triple top here, which is this triple top here, and that's actually a bearish thing. So if we do a measured move from this triple top, we are actually going to be seeing this. So if it breaks down, right? Let's say it breaks down from here, somewhere around here, then we can see that the measured move would be around this area here, where we have our previous tops, right? So quite interesting as well. So at around 7.3, 7.4K, if this triple top works out. So pretty much what I've said before, this month is going to be either 11.5 or 7.5. That's basically what I'm thinking, or what I'm expecting, right? Yeah. So yeah, I think that's it for today. We are at the 1 hour. Yeah, sorry, not that much for today, as in price movement. So we will just have to wait a little bit and be a little bit more patient until something happens. But I do think most likely tomorrow something is going to be happening, or even maybe later today at around 9:30 when the New York Stock Exchange is going to be opening, because it will be very interesting to see if, of course, this Nasdaq keeps rallying up or not, and if S&P it keeps rallying up or not. So those are the key areas that I'm looking at. If Nasdaq does keep rallying, I do believe that Bitcoin is going to go to that 11.5k, and the probabilities are still on the higher end that we are going towards another leg higher towards 11.5k, to be honest. But like I said, I'm not that emotionally attached to that viewpoint. If it goes to 7.5k, I'll be happy. If it goes to 11.5k, I'll be happy as well. Maybe a little bit more than 7.5k, but you know, that's just how life works. Can't always have what you really want. But the most important thing is that you made the correct adjustments towards your trading, right? All right. So thank you once again for joining me for this quick hour. I hope to see you again tomorrow, same time, same channel, 7:30 p.m. UTC +8. And of course, until then, stay home, stay